Shalom, Jake, Shalom. I'm putting this up. I don't know if you Jakes remember. About 10 months ago, it was probably close to last year. Because I have a lot of dreams. I dreamed that a chariot had did something. And it sent a signal to Babylon, the land in Babylon, to stop helping these Babylonians. And I seen crop failures. I'm going to put it down in the link. I'm actually going to play some of it. But it was literally almost like a year ago. Okay? Now, we see the Most High, he's starting to make things happen. Okay? The Most High going to make a quick work of these devils, too. We're going to let this play because things are happening quick. Okay? Stay prayed up. This thing is coming down quick, man. We're going to let this play.
Food supply. We are taught that our needs are food, water, shelter, and protection from the elements. Our water supply is low. Our food supply is in danger. And if you haven't awakened to the possibility of food shortages being more important than fuel shortages, then you are in for a rude surprise. Instability does not often come knocking at the door with full fanfare. Instability comes in segments. I have a chicken trying to lay an egg in a planting box that it does not fit in. It is unstable on where it's standing, and so it's flapping around. That's what we are doing right now. We are flapping like a chicken looking for a place to lay an egg. And unfortunately, it's not going to be an egg we can eat. Did you know that only 6% of farmers consider themselves to be better off than they were last year? So that would mean 94% are not better off. Our farmers matter. And if our farmers are unable to farm, we are unable to eat.
And listen to how these servers, listen to how they sound in the water. We're going to start this over.
Money, resources, and how to position your... Listen to this. Many people don't know this, but just 3 ChatGPT responses can consume an entire bottle of water. While we were distracted with other things, there's a danger that nobody's talking about. But it's going to hit harder than anything this decade. The world could run out of water. It's actually called Day Zero. Now, Day Zero is a moment when the water supply gets so low that governments have to shut off access to regular tap water. Remember, we're in the biggest tech transformation in history, and tech needs water. AI and data centers need water. Now, this is a serious threat, but it could be a huge opportunity. There's a reason why people like Bill Gates, Richard Branson, and other billionaires are investing in water. Now, here's 5 ways to invest in water. You have water ETFs, PHOFIW, both give you exposure to the entire ecosystem. Number 2, you got water utilities, AWK, WTRG, both predictable.
And remember, I told you a company called Pennsylvania American Water bought up a water supply. Okay, and they turned my water off because somehow my bill got really high and I didn't know, and I had to talk to AI. Okay, the only reason why I was able to reach a real person is because my water was off. Other than that, there was nobody to talk to. And see, this is where the way Babylon is headed. Okay? And we know because of this, the Most High, because of the controversy and all the slavery, okay, the man just doing deceitful things, destroying Yasha Allah, that these curses are now going to be placed on him. Okay? Let's let this finish playing. This dude, he's selling something, but he makes a good point about the critical water shortages that are coming because of AI. Okay? Let's let this finish playing.
demand. Then you have infrastructure, filtration, desalination, pipelines. These are the pick and shovels of the water ecosystem. You have water tech companies that are solving purification and recycling. Now, by the time everybody figures this out, it's going to be too late. Follow me for more on the future of money, resources, and how to position your... Listen to this. Many people don't know this, but just...
Ezekiel 30 verse 10. Thus says the Lord Yahweh, I will also make the multitude of Egypt to cease by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Now, we know that this place is now, we know this happened a long time ago. Okay? But you got to remember, these curses are going to be placed on these heathens. And they're starting to feel it. Okay? Now, we know this is modern day Babylon, and who the king today? Neural Trump. Ezekiel 30 verse 11. He and his people with him, the terrible of the nations, shall be brought to destroy the land, and they shall draw their swords against Egypt and fill the land with the slain. And I will make the rivers dry and sell the land into the hand of the wicked, and I will make the land waste and all that is therein by the hand of strangers. I, the Lord, have spoken it. Now, we know that back then, Babylon weren't destroyed. But we know this place is going to be destroyed. This modern day Babylon. Now, if you notice, everything is drying up now. Okay? And they're sending these AI data centers is doing it. These farmers, they can't grow no crops. Everything is getting crazy. Alright? And only a few people is getting rich. Because they call this the great technological transformation, where as though they're going to turn you into a digital slave. And everything is going to be rationed to you, and you're going to be surveyed. Okay, and if you get out of line, they're going to just turn off your C-hip. Okay? So yeah, let's go and get into this. Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah, Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah, Barakathai Hawa, Barakathai Hawashah. Call her law Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Bashem, Rakahakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Shalom, salutations to those that teach the likewise doctrine. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwab. Shalom to the scattered Israelites across the four corners of the planet. May the Most High Son be with you during these trying times.
Scarcity. All these billionaires are getting rich. They're literally drying out the crops and they're drying out the food. Scientists have predicted a massive water and food shortage to come ahead due to a mass drought, meaning there is not enough fresh water for the crops, and it's also a bigger indication and risk for us globally, and it's being swept under the rug. What they are saying is that just weeks before the summer begins, western parts of the United States are facing a severe water drought, meaning that the crops are exceptionally dry and not producing enough food, along with basically drying out the water supply and making a water shortage crisis. Multiple state problem where they produce a mass amount of our food, as well as where they produce and need fresh water to just simply water crops and stop from us basically starving. There is no coincidence that at the same time this is happening, there is a massive uprising in AI data centers. Calling this a water scarcity and food scarcity, and they're intertwined with agriculture using mostly fresh water globally at 72%. Saying water availability and quality are declining due to climate, pollution, and overuse, while freshwater resources per person have dropped to 20%. Projecting 1.1 billion people to have a lack of access in water, and 2.7 billion experience water scarcity now, and in the upcoming months it will turn into food scarcity because water running dry means crops can't feed. I 100% think this is the problem. A single conversational AI inquiry can consume a bottle of water every 5 to 50 interactions. Global AI demand could drive 4.2 to 6.6 billion cubic meters of water withdrawal, threatening to worsen water scarcity. All these billionaires are getting rich. They're literally drying out the crops and they're drying out the food.
Now they're saying by 2050, we don't have 2050. We're not going to be here no 2050. I live day to day. and just thank Yahweh Shemi Hawashai for allowing me to live. Okay? We ain't got that much time. Too much stuff is happening. We could be out of here in a matter of months. Okay? They talking about, oh, everything gonna be good in 2030. No, we ain't got that much time. All right, this is based on 25-26 data. Approximately 2.3 billion people, around 28% of the global population, experience moderate to severe food insecurity. Okay? And remember, they're saying that because of these wars and the shutdowns and the fertilizer, that up to 5 billion people will soon experience some type of food insecurity. Let's go to water. And they say by 2050, up to 5 billion people, roughly half the world's population, are projected to face significant water insecurity and shortages. No, they're facing it now. They're starting to face it now because these greedy tech companies. Okay? And don't be surprised if you start hearing people, especially these so-called white folk, they gonna fight. Okay? They're going to fight. They're going to get mad and they're going to come after these people. All right? You know, Esau Edom, he don't play that. All right? They say currently about 3.6 to 4 billion people already experience severe water scarcity for at least 1 month annually, crisis that threatens food systems, urban sustainability, and public health, and it's going to spread. Okay? It's going to spread. So yeah, the reason I'm bringing all this up is because, like I said, I dreamed that the water was gone. The Most High got mad and took the water. And I also had that other dream where as though a chariot, it was sending a signal to the earth to stop helping these Babylonians. So I'm going to play a little bit of that and I'm going to put them down in the comment section, because both of them was like, I think the one where he took the water was several years ago. And this one right here, I think was like 10 months to a year ago. So we're going to play the one that was from like 10 months to a year ago first. We're going to play a little bit of it. Let me play this video first right quick, because what's happening is that because of the Straits of Hormuz being closing, they're having food crisis reports already. Listen to this.
The report says hunger is no longer a series of short-term emergencies, but a persistent and global challenge that has grown in intensity and severity. 2/3 of people facing food crisis globally last year lived in just 10 countries, with 1/3 of them in Sudan, Nigeria, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. The other nations are Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Pakistan, Syria, and Yemen. The report, the 10th of its kind, says famine was confirmed in Gaza and parts of Sudan last year, the first time since the report began that 2 famines have been recorded in a single year.
And this year, what we see is that first, a very strong increase in the number of people that are in a catastrophic situation in terms of food insecurity.
So yeah, this is going to lead to catastrophe, man. Okay? But hey, this is Yahweh Shemi Hawashai doing this. And see, this is going to come here too. These Babylonians, they're not going to get away. Okay? Amos 4 verse 9, I have smitten you with blasting and mildew when your gardens and your vineyards and your fig trees and your olive trees increased, the palmer worm devoured them. Yet ye have not returned unto me, said the Lord. Now, like I said, we know these curses going to be placed on these people. I don't know if you guys seen that video where they said that they need to use more glyphosate on the crops because of the bugs. They said it's so bad that they need, which they just want to get rid of you jakes, and they know it's linked to allegedly 10 forms of cancer, but they said it's so bad that they had to use so much of it because of the bugs that eat the crops. Now I don't believe that. I believe they just want to just harm Jake. That's what I believe. All right, and at the end of the day, they're having severe crop failures. And I think it's on purpose because they're trying to bring about this famine, okay? Because their ultimate goal is what the Georgia Guidestone said. They only have 500 million, and I believe they're trying to perform their enterprise. That's why they smashed the stones to signify that they was gonna bring it in. That's why they got this idiot in office right now, okay? Because he he's performing their duties. So yeah, we're gonna let a little bit of that dream play, and yeah, I'll put it down in the comment section. But this is one where I dreamed was, though, it was like a chariot. It opened up and it sent a signal down to the land in Babylon it was like, don't make nothing else don't help these Babylonians. And it terrified me so bad because I seen the frequency and heard it and felt it, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So we're gonna go and let it play. Look at this. This just came across my feed before I let it play. MAGA civil war takes a turn as right-wing conspiracists threaten to unleash damning info. Yeah, see, this thing is getting crazy. And see, these Babylonians, remember, this is the most armed nation in the world. They're going to pick up swords against each other, especially when they don't have no food. Okay? Let's go and let this play. And I'll actually put this down in the comment section too.
Shalom, Jake, shalom. Barakatha Hawa, Barakatha Hawashah, Barakatha Hawa, Barakatha Hawashah, Barakatha Hawa, Barakatha Hawashah, Call Allah, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahwashah, Bashem, Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at GMS. I believe those are the prophets. Shalom and say teaching to those that teach the likewise doctrine. Shalom to the Akim and Agwa. Shalom to the scattered Israelites across the four corners of the planet. May the Most High and the Son be with you during these trying times. Now, the reason I had this picture up is because it's like you see in the center what appears to be balances on type of I guess you could say the earth, right? But I'm using this picture on purpose, okay? Because last night I had a dream. It wasn't even last night. It was this early morning, okay? And I normally don't have dreams like this. It was like something triggered the dream. It was like I heard a sound. I've never heard a sound like this before. Okay, now I was asleep, and I can't even explain the sound. All right, I don't know if it was electronic. I don't know what it was. All right, but it terrified me real bad. It was a low pitch hum. Don't know what it was, but it triggered me to have a dream. And in this dream, what I seen was like an egg. So that's why I used this picture. And it was floating over the earth. And this was triggered by this sound. Alright, I don't know if these devils are doing something. I don't know what's going on. Okay? But it triggered us. It triggered me to go into a dream. And in this dream, I seen like an egg. It wasn't like a regular egg. This is the best I could describe it. But it was like a bluish, glowing egg. And it went inside the earth. Okay? Now I didn't look up what dreaming of an egg mean. I'm going to do that. I just didn't do it yet. And when that happened, it was like it was giving the earth instructions. And for some reason, whatever it was like the Most High was giving the earth instructions. And as I was waking up, the only thing I could think of was a bunch of crop failures.
We're gonna hold it right there. I'll put it down in the comment section, and you can listen to the rest of it. But yeah, what are we having now? We're having crop failure of shortages, the cost on everything going up. Okay? And hey, we know what Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is going to do to these Babylonians. Okay? He going to starve them. He going to send them into a drought, and eventually going to send them into a war to die. You see? So we're going to get some scriptures and leave it there. If I forget to put this down in the comment section, and you look at the date on this. Yeah, see, this from May 12th. Ooh, May 12th, 2025. You see? Literally around the same time now. Okay? And look, Musk being sued by Memphis over pollution. They gonna lose though. These devils don't care about you jakes like that. That's why we tell you turn back to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay? This is Joel chapter 1, verse 17 through 20. The seed is rotting under their clods. The garners are laid desolate. The barns are broken down, for the corn is withered. How do the beasts groan? The herds of cattle are perplexed, because they have no pasture. Yea, the flocks of sheep are made desolate. O Lord, to thee will I cry, for the fire hath devoured the pastures of the wilderness, and the flame hath burned all the trees of the field. The beasts of the field cry also unto thee, for the rivers are dried up, and the fire hath devoured the pastures of the wilderness. Now we know eventually this man, he's going to be utterly burnt with fire. But during the meantime, you know, the Most High, he like to show his works amongst these heathens. Okay? Remember, he's terrible in his doings amongst the heathens. So he's going to let them suffer a little bit. They made us suffer. He's going to let them suffer. Okay? Job 5 verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, and 7 there shall no evil touch thee. Now we had food. We had water. And we was good. But everybody else weren't looking good. And we was told we can't get them nothing. Don't give them nothing. You better not go outside and give them nothing. I was told that. Job 5 verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. I see you again real soon, Jake. Stay prayed up. Call Allah. Yahweh Bashem. Yahweh Shah. Shalom.
The only thing I could think of was a bunch of crop failures. It was like whatever this blue egg was. It wasn't like a regular egg. It was like the size of like an apartment building, and it was glowing, and it was hatching, and it was sending the earth instructions to come against this man.